Hey, what is up, everyone? This is Etsy with another episode of Eco Lawn Science. This one will probably be a pretty quick one. We've been talking to my team a lot about the pH and the importance of having the soil, the pH levels in the soil dialed in for the right type of grass and for the right place you live. Also, it's important to understand the pH in, if you're applying liquid fertilizers or any products you're adding, the pH in those so that you are making the most of your product. You know, you can really make or break get the products, anything you do, whether it's irrigation, fertilizing, etc. Until you have that pH really dialed in, things just won't work as well, and you could be wasting and having a lot of waste. So anyway, so to start there's a climate zone map. You can just Google it. The USDA has them. There's all kinds of different ones, but basically they break the country of America into different zones. You'll usually have like a cool season zone, or up north where temperatures get cooler, you'll have the cool season types. Down south will be a warmer area, and it'll kind of there's a transition zone, which is more kind of in the middle. And all that means is it'll tell you what type of grass and plants will do best in the area that you live in. So start there, understand, okay, what zone am I in, and then what types of what plants, we're talking about grass today, what kinds of grass should I be using? Because if you're in a lower zone, if you're in Texas and you're going to put down a Kentucky bluegrass, cool season grass, that's not going to work out. Texas has certain grasses that thrive better than others. And so once you know that, then you can understand the ideal grass. Once you understand your ideal type of grass that you want to plant or in your lawn, then you can find out what is the pH of the soil need to be for optimum results in that lawn. So I just want to, I've just gathered the top, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the top 7 types of grass. And I just want to share the pHs that are recommended. And that's basically it for this episode. So we'll start with the cool season with your Kentucky bluegrass lawns. So that could be some in the transition zone, some up north. Of course, Utah, all these areas. You're going to go with the cool season. You're going to use Kentucky blue is one of them. It does best in a pH of 6 to 7. So again, if you're at a 4 or 5, you're too acidic, you need to raise it up. If you're above 7, might be too alkaline, you need to get a little more acidic. And I have an episode on how to do that. If you're a fescue lawn, which sometimes is found cool season grasses, you're at a 5.8 to a 6.5. So these are just the ideal temperatures. I'm not saying pHs. I'm not saying that they won't do well and sometimes thrive, but these are like what the grass recommends. So fescue about 5.8 to 6.5, so a little bit lower than Kentucky blue. St. Augustine, you want about a 5 to a 7 pH, so a much wider on that scale, the pH scale. It does well, and that's a more southern grass. Zoysia grass, you're at about a 6 to a 6.5, so smaller window, closer to neutral. Bermuda grass, 5.8 to 7 on the pH scale. Centipede grass, 5 to a 6, so again, more on the acidic side. And then a ryegrass, you're going to be at about a 6 to a 7. So I just wanted to share those with you. So again, identify what climate zone you're in, identify what type of grass you have or should have, and from there you can use those numbers to figure out, okay, this is the ideal pH that I want to get my soil under my lawn so that I can make the most of my irrigation, the most of my fertilization, just have the best looking, but more importantly, the healthiest lawn or landscape that I can have. So, and then from there, once you've got that dialed in, then you can look at your fertilization program, your mowing, your irrigation, based on, okay, I know what type of grass I have. I now know the pH. Okay, I've got the pH. Then you do your pH adjustments, soil testing. I have an episode on soil testing. Once you get them in, okay, once you get those pH numbers dialed in, then now you say, okay, now we know, okay, this lawn and this zone at this pH requires this amount of fertilizer per year and this amount of irrigation. And there you have a basic lawn program for yourself. You can customize it as, we have a drought or too much rain, as you have more extreme temperatures. But overall, you've got a great guideline once you understand the climate zone, the pH, and the type of grass that are best ideal for where you live. I hope that helps. Have a good one.